Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. And you know, it's been far too long since I did a TOG video, so today's video is going to fix that appalling situation. It's me, Quickie, and Ike in our TOGs once again. Quickie Baby's live stream, he does a section where his viewers can vote on which tanks he's going to drive, and we always get the TOG. Everybody loves the TOG. TOG is a popular tank. Everybody wants to be friends with the TOG. TOG is not a very good tank. Oh no. TOG is actually a pretty terrible tank. But TOG is a pretty terrible tank with two friends, and TOG has a very, very good gun. Taken in combination, TOGs in platoons of 3, driven by good players, tend to kick ass on an epic scale. Because the TOG is the kind of tank that is only really good against very bad players. But it's a tier 6 tank, and it gets premium matchmaking, so it will only ever get into tier 7 games. The majority of its games are tier 6. And it's a sad but true fact that there are a lot of very, very bad players down at the kind of matchmaking level that the TOG gets. So platoons of 3 TOGs driven by good players tend to kick ass on an epic scale. Now, TOG's little friend in the M8 tank destroyer has made himself a bit of a target up front there, but he's going to lure out this 3001H, who, oh yes, you really didn't expect to see 3 TOGs coming up over the middle of the map. Look at the DPM. The gun on the TOG is absolutely amazing. No question about it. The gun and the fact that this tank has 1400 health means that when you get yourself into situations like this, oh, many, many victims for TOG. Om nom 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 nom. TOG will feast on the tears of your repair crews. And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. TOG's only really being good against bad players. Players that try to stand their ground and out DPM the TOG's 17-pounder gun. And the TOG just sits there and laughs with its 1400 health pool. TOG's favourite victim was big, stupid, heavy Russian tanks who fire their big, stupid, heavy Russian guns and then sit there in the open, waiting to reload while TOG just blasts them apart with volleys from 3 17-pounder guns. Now, we're going to get a bit tactical TOGing here. This M8 is determined to go ahead, and there was a Nashorn around that corner, so TOG will allow M8 to go around the corner first. TOG is quite happy to sacrifice M8. I mean, let's face it, if there was a Nashorn around that corner, and he saw TOG and a M8 with like 50 health come around the corner, who's he going to shoot first? It's not going to be the TOG, especially not if TOG lets the M8 go first. TOG is not proud. TOG will sacrifice teammates. But hang on a minute, is that artillery? I think it is, and it looks like he's sitting in the middle of the cap circle with, like, no cover. Oh, and a T-150. Oh, favourite victim of TOG. Big, stupid Russian tank. Oh, don't quite have a shot at him, but the artillery should be popping into view any second now. And, yep, there he is. Om nom 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 nom. Another kill for TOG. But, oh, this is not good. TOG has been shot at by lots and lots and lots of tanks. TOG needs to get into cover. Not much cover available, but TOG will use whatever he can find. And this is another thing that the TOG is really, really good at. Because it is so incredibly slow, it is probably the best tank in the game for firing on the move. It's about as accurate at full speed as it is when stationary, because its full speed is so crap. It's one of the big disadvantages of the TOG. It's also one of its major advantages, the fact that it is so slow. Can Jingle TOG get a Top Gun? No. Killed by a T-40. Oh, the humiliation. T-40 was waiting for TOG to come around corner. Well, it's down to Ike TOG and Quickie TOG now. Come on, boys. You can do it. Ike's going first. Oh, it's a Churchill 7. Is he going to be dumb enough to show us the side of the tank where he doesn't have any armour? Oh, of course he is. Oh, It's all those hidden tank destroyers again. They're giving Ike problems. And this is what you do in TOG platoons. As soon as one TOG gets low on health, he falls back, and the second TOG goes forward to shield him and use that health pool. You've got to keep them alive. Go on, Quickie TOG. Ah, Quickie TOG claims another victim. Unfortunately, Quickie TOG is now getting pelted by all of those hidden tank destroyers, and Quickie TOG is starting to panic. There's only one of them left. It's that Nassau, but look at the amount of bouncers. It's like, what? The Covenant has flushed him out. We think that, well, judging by the amount of damage the Nassau was doing, he probably only had the stock 75mm gun, and Quickie Baby was able to survive his onslaught. And then between him and Ike, game over. TOG is victorious once more. And Pearl River's not a terrible map for the TOG. And since they changed it, you pretty much only ever used to see the TOGs going over the bridge and into the town on the east. But since they've changed it, another very, very viable tactic is to just drive straight over the middle, crushing everything before you. And it works, provided you don't run into any competent players who have the sense to not stand there and try to trade shots with you, and instead take their shot, back off, wait until they're ready, and then repeat the process. That's how you beat TOGs. You don't trade shots with tanks that have rapid-firing 17-pounder guns and 1400 health. But that's what makes TOG platoons successful, because they keep running into players who try to trade shots with 3 17-pounder guns and 4,200 health, and it very, very rarely ends well for them. Our next TOG game comes to you courtesy of Asdmat's 3-man TOG platoon. And this is a North American server match, and you can always tell you're watching a North American server match. You ready? Here's how you tell the difference. Just watch battle chat. And if everybody is trash-talking as much as they are fighting, you're on the North American server. Simple, easy way to tell. And when you're playing in a 3-man TOG platoon on the North American server, it doesn't take long for them to start. And there it is, there's the Hellcat driver. Oh look, the Royal Navy has arrived, HMS Dipshit, Useless and Fucktard. Oh really? Oh, it's like that, is it? Okay, fine. We'll just remember that one for later. TOG may be slow to anger, but TOG has a long memory. And it doesn't take long for the Sherman Jumbo driver to start getting stuck in as well. But that's okay. So, Sherman Jumbo and Hellcat, they talk the talk, but do they also walk the walk? TOG will find out. While we're waiting, I've sped this up by 1.5 times speed, because TOG is slow. Let's make no bones about it. It is not the fastest tank in the game. And sitting around waiting for TOG to get into position can get pretty boring. Although I must hasten to add, TOG is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. TOG is very much like a wizard in that respect. The Wizard of TOG. See what I did there? Actually, that wasn't that funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. Now, okay, well, TOG has actually already claimed its first victim. There was an enemy M5 who very foolishly rushed the TOG's position. But what they're doing here is a bit dubious. They're actually splitting up. 2 of the TOGs are going down the middle road, but then again, nobody else is. And Asdmat's TOG is going around the flank. But there is a method to their madness. All will become clear very, very soon. And Asmat's, he's having a bit of a should I, shouldn't I moment here. I mean, there are targets on the mid-ridge, but he's going to have to back up, and that'll just delay him getting around the corner, and the other 2 TOGs in the platoon have got them, so he sticks to his guns, and he keeps chugging forward. Very, very slowly, but, he keeps moving. And it's around about now where I'm dropping back to normal speed. And, this is one of the risks. When you pull an outflanking manoeuvre in a TOG, you run the risk of half your team being dead before you actually get yourself into position, as has pretty much happened in this case. They're losing 3-6, and that right there, in the flak bus, is the best player on the enemy team. And he did 241 damage, he does have the 88mm gun, but it doesn't matter, because he only has 350 health, and he has no armour. And even though he is pulling back into cover, and making sure, he's not sitting there trading shots with a TOG, but he's only in a flak bus, so it doesn't matter how good he is. Now he's got some backup here. There is a KV-1. And Azmat is starting to take hits. And it ain't going to take long, especially considering 8 of his team are dead and they've only managed to kill 3 of the enemy. It ain't going to take long before artillery starts taking an interest. And there's 3 artillery on the enemy team. However, I did say there was a method to their madness. Look at the map. Look at where the other 2 TOGs are. That KV-1 is about to get a dose of surprise butt sex. Best kind of butt sex. And the thing is, when you're top tier in a 3-man TOG platoon on a bad team, it can actually work out in your favour. Because if you're top tier in a 3-man TOG platoon on a good team, they can usually kill everything before you have a chance to actually get involved in the fight. But in a match like this, they've just nailed the flak bus. The KV-1 doesn't know whether to shit or go blind. Yeah, that's right. It's all over. Don't worry. It will all be over soon. There we go. They were losing 3-10. The TOGs have now pulled it back to 5-10, and this team was pretty bad. But that doesn't really matter when you're in a TOG platoon if you're top tier, because now, okay, oh, they've killed another one. They're now losing 5-11, 5-12. Now the TOGs are the only ones left. Now, the enemy have to come to the TOGs. And this is exactly what you want when you're driving a slow tank. TOG is a busy tank. TOG has better things to do than go chasing Hellcats and Sherman Jumbos all over the map. TOG is much happier when... Oh, see, even they're getting overconfident now, aren't they? They think they've got it. Even the artillery are trying to get stuck in. Ah, more fool, you. There we go, that's more like it. TOGs have just claimed another 2 victims. The enemy know exactly where they are, and that is absolutely fine. Pretty much everybody is on low health now. There goes another one. But here's the thing. When you're in low health on a Hellcat, you have 80 health left. When you're in low health on a TOG, you still have 400 health. It's there's a big difference. And yeah, that Hellcat driver, he's gone awfully quiet now, hasn't he? Oh, and look, there's the Sherman Jumbo. 3 17-pounder guns, volley firing. He's getting hit every 1.5 seconds. His tracks are blown off. Oh dear. TOG claims another victim, and suddenly the scores are even. Come on, Mr. Hellcat and Mr. Jumbo, where's all your trash talk now? Oh, I love it. I love it when people get all big-mouthed at the start of the game, and then you make them eat their words at the end of it. That's just, oh, it's fantastic. It's one of the greatest things about online multiplayer gaming. Yes, Mr. Jumbo, that's right. You did just get your asses handed to you on a silver plate, but most importantly, you got your asses handed to you on a silver plate by dipshit, useless and fucktards. So tell me, how does that make you feel? Angry? Oh, and TOG claims another victim. So, oh god, yes. Oh, there we go. Yep. He sounds frustrated. Jimmy's most definitely rustled. It's the Hetzer, by the way. The Hetzer on the enemy team that I did feel sorry for. I mean, he's a tier 4 tank destroyer in a tier 6 match, and he's done 810 damage. The poor guy just couldn't catch a break. It's like he couldn't get a win if somebody died and willed it to him. It was just... Unfortunately, the last 3 tanks on the enemy team were the TOGs. And it's easy enough to hurt a TOG. I mean, TOG is a very sensitive tank. He's very touchy about his weight. It's very easy to hurt TOG's feelings. But actually killing a TOG is a different matter entirely. You have to mass your firepower on them in order to take them out before they can just whittle you down with their incredible DPM. And if you're not in that position, as the enemy team weren't at the end of this game, they just didn't have the numbers advantage or the amount of health remaining on their tanks to beat a 3-man TOG platoon. And the rage, the impotent rage from the Sherman Jumbo driver. Just, it's a little known fact, but the suspension on the TOG is actually lubricated with the tears of its victims. And the TOG fed well today. Just the SU-5 left. There he is. Oh, he scored a hit. Unfortunately for him. Oh, TOG misses with his first shot. but he's never going to reload in time. And yeah, he's pretty much given up. TOG is victorious once more. 12 kills between the three of them. Crucial contribution, TOG platoon, tier 6 battle. And of course they all survived, so as well as the crucial contribution, brothers in arms as well, a little Pascucci's medal, and a high caliber. Not bad for an outing in the TOG. Enemy team? Well, the Cheeto had a good game, and he didn't waste time trash talking about it, he just went out there and killed enemy tanks. The Hetzer as well, the Hetzer in particular, I did feel sorry for. I mean, he's only a tier 4 tank destroyer in a very, very tier 6 match, and he got 3 kills and managed to do 810 damage. But where's our little friend? Where's Captain Big Mouth in the Sherman Jumbo? He certainly talked the talk, but did he also walk the walk? No. Definitely not, no. Yeah, I don't think we really need to say any more about that, do we? Oh, that's fantastic. I love it when big mouths get shut down like that. Maybe it makes me a bad person, but I don't care. I think it's hilarious. So anyway, there we go. It's been a long time since I did a TOG video, and I definitely need to do more of them, because TOGs are hilarious. TOGs are the party tank. Everybody loves the TOG. Even the people that don't like TOGs love shooting at TOGs, so everybody's happy. As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.